guys, I want to give you a little bit of tips and tricks on how I go about taking the front end of a car apart sometimes, especially when it's got no motor in it like this and there's no weight on it. You want to pull your whole front apart. You have no weight on the car to compress those springs or to hold that. I want to show you a little technique that I've used for quite a while and it works great. So typically you can pound your ball joints apart with a pickle fork and everything, and if you've ever mocked up a front suspension and then you decide you want to change something up on it and you ever decide to use a pickle fork, you'll rip the ball joint boots, you can damage the ball joint itself, put big gouges inside of it. Obviously when you're taking it apart and you're going to replace everything, you don't need to use that, you don't need to take that precaution. But I want to show you another way that I like to do this, and it's really funny. The smallest little thing can actually mess you up. So these always get, big blobs of grease all dried on the sides and everything. And if you leave that grease on there and you try the same technique that I'm going to show you right here, it will absorb all of the hammer blows. And what I'm talking about, we're just going to take a hammer like this on both sides and right on the side of that ball joint. But before I do that, I want to show you that I cracked all the nuts loose on it. I backed them off just a little bit so they just have a gap in here. They're still flush with here, so they're grabbing on right now. They're not backed all the way off. You don't want to take the nut all the way off and do this hammer technique, because if you do, the spring will blow your face right off. So kind of a bad situation. So let's try to avoid stuff like that. We're going to use two hammers just like this and hit it right on the sides of where that taper is. And there you go. Bam. One smackaroony. I already did the bottom one like that, so the top is ready to go now too. It still has tension on it now, so I mean, that's how easy that can go. And actually I did smack on that a couple of times before when that blobs of grease were up there, and like I said, it just absorbs all your hammer action blow and that shock that it gives to the side. It just smacks in on the side of that and just pops the taper right out. So now both of them are broke loose, and we didn't have to sit there and bang around a pickle fork for 20 minutes, and now we can take that apart. So now I'm just gonna, always put a spring on here for a little precaution as well, in case something does really go awry. So now I'm just gonna put a little bit of weight on here, and also I don't want to forget to mention too, I got a C-clamp on here. There's a big C-clamp on here which works out great on the top of this frame on this A-body. So that spring right there is making it so it can't lift this part of the body up off the hoist. If you have a really light car like that, that can definitely happen. So you can lift it right up off of the lift, which would be very uncomfortable if it came off of there. So we're going to put a little bit of weight, a little pressure on it now. Got a little bit of a squeeze. And now we'll see if we can take those. Probably should have had a wrench ready for this. No. Oh, I thought I had that loose enough. Alright, we're just going to loosen this guy up a little bit more. And it does still have a little bit of tension to it. So that's why always I like to hold that. There we go. Alright, now I can take that off. And release the tension down here. There we go. It has all tension released. Has just enough now where it still can grab that spring. So now I can just take the bolts out right here. Boom, pop it right off of there. Done. So there you go. A little different technique to do it while it's on a lift, using something that you probably have laying around for something else. Transmission jack. How about that? Something different. There's always a way. Don't forget to like this video. Click like. Throw me a comment. Let me know what you think. Ring the bell for those notifications when we get a new video. We got lots more coming up, guys. A lot of cool stuff coming up. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride.